Hello, and welcome once again to Let's Play Thief Deadly Shadows with FrozenFoxy. We are now inside the Keeper compound. We just traveled through the Keeper library, and we're about to try and spoil some votes. Let's see what happens.
Bloodshed in the compound. It has been centuries, has it not?
278 years, Keeper Vorik.
Have you been alive that long?
Though, of course, there have been the unexplained disappearances.
The council must respond to this, quickly and decisively. Come, let us take our places. And when the vote comes, I trust you will step forward with me to be counted. We will need every vote in favor we can muster. Attendance in the council is lacking.
In favor of what?
Wonder what they have left to decide. Maybe I can persuade a few keepers to vote my way.
Well, I believe I've persuaded a few keepers to vote my way. I'm not really sure what I persuaded them to vote on, though. I suppose we'll find out at some point. No, you shouldn't. I mean, that little puppy there next to you is not distracting at all.
Is anyone there?
No, not really. But you should stop moving the barrels around. That could be dangerous if they roll down the stairs.
Is that someone?
No. It might be anyone, though. Or no one. Yes, I think anyone just knocked you out. Alright. So, for this particular part of the Keeper compound, we are looking for 24 pieces of loot, and I think I see our first two. Yes, 2 pieces right there. Very lovely indeed. We shall be getting all 24 of those pieces very quickly, won't we? Especially if they're all grouped in one spot just like that. Ooh, that's a long way down. Don't want to fall over that. Aha! A book. The blue flame blazes. The deadly shadows amass. The pendulum swings in wider and wider arcs. Our efforts have garnered not balance, but chaos, and the unwritten times will be upon us. The first sign was mapped out in the darkness, in the return of the trickster. The eye was opened, and the city seemed sure to fall into madness. The balance tipped from civilization towards savagery, while the darkness was defeated by the true keeper. Trickery thrown back onto the trickster himself. The balance shifted, and the second sign was graven in steel. Iron triumphed over flesh and leaf, and the Hammer faction stood in full force behind a mad prophet. The machine fell to its own power, and the prophet's tongue was stilled, but the pendulum swings yet. Both factions, Greenwood and Machine, will again strive against each other, and the world will turn between them. All will be darkness and shadow, and the future shall be unwritten forever. Well, that's an interesting prophecy, especially because in the first game we were technically the one who stopped what that book is talking about, which means they're calling us the true keeper. You know, I thought that the keepers mistrusted us, and that's why they sent enforcers to kill us.
Fellow keepers, many of us are called elsewhere this night, but for those that remain, I now bring this council to order. The question we consider first is whether access to Catechus chambers shall be prescribed.
Of course.
Shall we remove a guard from the Grand Hall and
Yes.
set him to guard the scene of Interpreter Catechus' murder?
A guard will hardly stop Garrett, and will
Ha.
only cause trouble for our own work.
Of course.
The violence in the city is growing. We need not add to it by arming our own against each other.
Well spoken.
Well, you should arm yourselves against each other, because I shouldn't do it.
A majority vote is needed to take action. If your vote is to be yes, you must step forward and be counted. If your vote is to be no, remain unseen in your alcove. And the question before us is, do you wish to have Catechus chambers guarded?
Nope.
Keepers, make your decisions known now.
Well,
Decision of the
I'll
council
stay right
is
here.
The guard shall remain at his post in the Grand Hall.
Sounds good to me.
The second issue at hand concerns some books in the Elder Libraries which may
Elder
shed
Library
light on
books.
unwritten times. A proposal has been made to bring these precious volumes upstairs to the Hall of
Ooh,
Scribes.
precious
And
volumes.
where, under many watchful eyes, we might ensure the safety
Sounds
of these
valuable.
chronicles. It is no secret that there have been disappearances. So, shall these books be moved to the Hall of Scribes?
No.
The only reasonable vote is for the safety of these precious books. They must be moved.
They're so precious, why move
Books
them?
are fragile and will not
Yeah,
stand
see what I
the
mean?
move or harsh treatment.
Exactly.
Safe up until now. They should remain where they are.
So they can go into
Thank
my
you for all
pocket.
your words. Weigh all that you have heard and all that you know in consideration. And the question before us is, should the books in the Elder's Library be brought to the more populated scribe room for study?
No.
The decision of the council is no.
Of course.
Volumes in question shall remain in the Elder's Library and
Sounds
for
good to
study at
me.
some later time. If there is no further business, we shall adjourn.
Yes, no further business at all. Alright. So, right across the way from us is where we will eventually go. Currently at this moment, I could technically go over there, I suppose, if I wanted to try and jump around, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So we're just going to go back this way, and down where we came from. I believe there was a book sitting where we came from, but I didn't want to waste time looking at it while they were walking away from me. I, needed to cancel their votes, because I don't like people who vote in politics. They shouldn't be voting at all. Jeez. Seriously. Every vote should always be no. North Tower, eh? Okay, what does this book say? The coming of the third dawn shall be seen upon the land as the beginning of the end, as the opening of the unwritten times. The order of the glyphs shall be touched by the ancient and the wretched, and the words of the glyphs shall unwind. Well, that sounds like these keepers are going to get screwed over at some point. Ooh, fire arrows. Do I even need fire arrows? Oh, I think I do. Yes. Lovely. Actually useful fire arrows. Ooh, another note. Until further notice, all glyph doors shall be sealed. Until the brethren and betrayer has been dealt with, we cannot allow unfettered travel through our compound. Acolytes should take care to travel in pairs and remain vigilant. Interesting. So are they all going to be in pairs? I mean, I did see those two voters earlier in pairs, but the guard at the top of the stairs wasn't in any sort of pair. That's the same note over again, so I don't need to read that again. Anyway, let's open this door. Yes, there we go. And down the stairs. Aha. A health potion right in the middle of the room. Why do you put a health potion on a chair in the middle of a room? It's a very odd placement for a health potion.